Okay, the Gallien-Kruger base head is in the 4U rack, and as you can see, there's basically two more spaces for the tuner and the compressor graphic EQ. Now this amp has a fan, cooling fan on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the tuner, which is just very narrow, next, and that will allow some space, extra space, for air cooling. Of course, when I'm using this, the front and the back will be off, so should be no issue. And then on top of that, I'll place the compressor EQ. Okay, now I have the amp and tuner in place. They're locked down. The last thing to go would be compressor EQ, and then I'll flip it over and show you how I intend to do some extra work in the days to come to get the wiring and the AC fixed up. A little sober afterthought, the next unit that I put in, I have to put the ears on. Now this is pretty heavy metal, but the unit doesn't have the ears on it over here on either side. And the screws are pretty small, so I'm going to use some Loctite and torque them in slightly and let that cure, and that way they shouldn't back out. But that is a pretty small screw that's going to be holding that unit in place, so that's a precaution I'm going to take. Okay, after lots of extra work, we have everything in place. We have the amp on the bottom, tuner in the middle, and the compressor EQ on the top. The EQ ears did not fit properly, so I had to modify them, as you can see. I had to dig out the holes a bit deeper, and I had to chop off the ends because it wouldn't fit quite into the box. It's not the proper ears for it, so it wasn't as low profile. And I also had to drill the side holes where they're clamped on to fit, to lock in place. Anyway, there it is. Have the power cord there now, and the speaker cord, speak-on cord, ready to be put in the back, and this is all ready to go. The adapter now in the back is plugged into the tuner. The power cord for the compressor EQ is hardwired, and the amp, of course, like I say, the plug there. So now what I need to do is go onto the back and try to fasten everything into one plug-in, basically. I think there's a rack you can get, kind of a rack plug that might go in the back, and then you can just run one cord to the wall, and then the rest of your equipment that's in this box here gets plugged into the rack. I may go with that because there's a fair bit of distance on the back. Let's have a look. Before I forget, I had to take off these rack ears here, these protectors, because the front door wouldn't lock back on the front when it's not in use. So here we have it. The power supply cord here. That's for the tuner, and this is the hard wire for the compressor EQ. And then we, of course, we're going to put in the power wire here. That'll go here. And the speaker cord, the speak-on cord goes here. It'll also take 1/4, but I use the speak-on. So, pretty happy with that. A lot of extra work, wasn't expecting. But there it is. That's the Gator Pro Series 4U rack. Ready for some AC to be plugged into the back and get everything all wired up, patched in properly. I have to get a small little 290 degree 1/4 inch jacks and a short cord to plug from the tuner to the tuner out of the amp here, which is right on the perfect on one side. So just a short cord, and that'll take care of the signal. When I press tuner out, the signal will go to the tuner, and I'll be able to tune in mute without any problems with the front of house or monitors or anything. Anyway, that's enough chewing the rag. Thank you for watching, and look forward to some more videos hopefully in the future as the opportunity arises.